Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to the Koalition Gaming, where today we're going to be talking about the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, give our reaction and our thoughts to everything that we witnessed yesterday. Uh, so I'm your host, Richard Billy Jr. Today I'm joined by Mr. Gary A. Swaby. How's it going, Gary?
It's going good, man. Contrary to belief, I do still play games. So I just want everyone to know that.
I'm glad you pointed that out because many of us think that you have retired. So this is good to hear. Um, we're also joined by Miss Dana Abercrombie. How's it going, Dana?
I'm doing very well. I think the last time we had a discussion, or just in general, a discussion about Grand Theft Auto, it's been 500 years. So I'm just grateful to be alive to witness this day.
Yes, I agree. It's been quite some time. So looking forward to this discussion. And we are also joined by our special guest, Mr. Anthony Frazier. How's it going, Anthony?
I'm good, man. I'm here. I'm here. I'm just realizing Coalition got a new logo. I mean, that's taking me aback here, but it looked great. It looks great, man. I need one of those hoodies, something. I need something. I need some kind of merch. So
We definitely will talk about that for sure and spread the love. So stay tuned. So yeah, so obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Rockstar had to release the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer last night. It was supposed to come out today, but apparently it got leaked early, and Rockstar responded and said, "Well, to hell with this, we're going to release it now." So before we get into the discussion, I just want to get everybody's initial reaction to the trailer. Um, how about I go to you first, Gary? What did you think of the trailer?
Yeah, so my expectations were in check. I wasn't expecting to get a lot of gameplay and stuff like that. Like Rockstar, usually they give you like the cinematic kind of trailer just so you get the vibe, like the feel of what the game is going to be. The setting, the characters, the mood, all that stuff. And this trailer, I feel like it over delivered. Actually, I feel like there's people out there who maybe were criticizing it or expecting more, but this kind of falls in line with what Rockstar usually gives us in a first trailer. They basically give you the city, the characters, the types of activities that you'll expect in the game, and just the overall vibe, like some humor. Like there's a lot of like little Easter eggs and humor in there, and stuff like that. So it's good to see that they didn't lose their sense of humor because they still got some jokes and stuff in there, some funny brand names and all that stuff. So that's cool. Yeah, it got me excited, to be honest with you. Like I feel like doing the state of Florida, in Vice City. I think their Florida spoof name is Leonida or something like that. Leonida, something like that. So yeah, like just getting to see that, and there's like different islands. Like yeah, it looks huge. If you look at the shot where it has the beach, like there's like loads of buildings behind that. Like so, it looks like there's going to be a lot of depth in the city. The map is going to be real big. Some people were saying it looks like the same as what do you call it, GTA 5's map. I forgot, Los Santos. They say it looks the same, but I mean, if you look at it, like it spreads real far, like the backdrop, and then there's a shot where it's showing like different islands and stuff. So I feel like this map is going to be, if not the same size, it's going to be much bigger. I feel like it's going to be much bigger. And because it is Florida as well, I'm hoping that you'll be able to visit, maybe some Caribbean countries or something like, Cuba or Jamaica or Puerto Rico, because in GTA Online and GTA 5, like they have heists where you can visit like other islands and like rob the island and stuff. Like, so I hope that they have something like that where you can actually fly out to other Caribbean islands and stuff. But yeah, like I'm excited. This trailer got me hyped. Obviously, the release date is the biggest thing that people are talking about as well. To be honest, I expected that also. I didn't think we were going to get it in 2024. 2025 seems realistic, and I'm guessing it would be like before April, before the tax season, in 2025. So it would be the early part of that year that we would get the game. And then also, I don't think we're going to get GTA Online right away either. I feel like they might wait like a whole year to give us GTA Online, the next iteration, because they're still making money off of the current one. So they need some time to kind of wind that down and, transfer, migrate over to the new one. But yeah, there's lots more to talk about, but I'm gonna, leave it at that for my first impressions. Like I'm excited, I want to hear what you guys think.
Yes. All right, let's go to you next, Anthony. I'm curious to hear what you think as well.
I thought I definitely think what Gary said, that I think this is a bigger map than the last game. I think this map is probably going to be at least 2 times, if not 3 times bigger. For sure, I'm excited about the islands. I'm excited about the different like parts of Florida. Like you said, it definitely seems like they're going to give you more than just a Vice City vibe. Vice City, you kind of had a limited number of kind of vibes you get from that. I mean, it's the 80s, and then it's also just straight Miami Vice, vibes. I think what we're getting is modern day Florida. I didn't get any ideas that this was like set in the 90s or anything. Like I didn't get that vibe. That I felt like this is like completely modern. You're getting the hillbillies, you're getting the swamps, you're getting the Haitians, you're getting dreadlocks, you're getting twerking on top of cars, you're getting like all the vibes of Florida, like the dumb shit that happens. I think the meme of Florida itself, like Florida Man, I think you're going to get a lot of that energy from this. And I think that's going to be like the comedic relief in the game, is a lot of that, Florida Man meme vibe. I think that's going to be like a lot of the comedic relief in the game. It seems like the game is going to be a entire universe from what I see. Like it looks like if you see a lot of the shots were like television, like on like off screen shots, like looking like a TV broadcast or some sort. So I got a feeling like they're going to be implementing that into the game in some way, like kind of really making sure like the player feels like they live in this universe where it's live, it's happening, things are happening live all around, and it's like a living and breathing world where you can actually turn on the TV and see what's happening at that very moment. Because while they kept focusing on the TV aspect, that was very interesting to me. It just kind of kept, focusing on that. Social media as well. Like if you can see, like they show lives of like people, Karens and stuff like that. So I got a feeling like we're gonna get a lot of like social media going live kind of vibes from this. Like, so I get the feeling that they're really trying to recreate this online, always connected, living, breathing world and living, breathing experience. I didn't really like. I mean, I don't have a problem with the woman main character, but nothing excites me about these characters. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Nothing about them as characters, like not the fact that it's a woman, because I just want to make sure I'm clear in that, because I don't have a problem with a woman character in GTA. I think there's going to be a group of people who do. But nothing about the characters were exciting to me personally. Like I got more excited to be in the world of GTA than I did being the characters. Like nothing personally got me excited about these characters. And I think that's something that Rockstar has to do in this year build up, is really get me excited to step in the foot of these characters. Really get me excited about, because I'm more excited about the world that I'll be in than I am about the person that I'm going to play as. And so I'm hoping that in this year-long build-up, there's more to get me excited about being her and him. I guess we're going to play as him as well. I don't know. That wasn't really clear. To be honest, I don't know if that's some non-playable sidekick or are they doing what they did in the last game where you can, transport yourself into different people at different times. I'm not sure if that's the case. That wasn't really clear. If it was, clear that up for me. I really didn't get the sense of that. But that's it. And it wasn't like a problem. Like, I don't mind playing it. I'm just saying, like, get me more invested. This is the first trailer, so I'm not really like going to be like, hey, you didn't get me invested in the character, so I don't want this game. Like, I don't think that's the case here. It's GTA. I'm gonna play anyway, so it is what it is. But that's my feedback.
Sounds good. I'm gonna get my feedback afterwards, but let's go to Dana first. What did you think of the trailer, Dana?
Okay, so we're dunking on the woman already.
Don't do that, Dana, because I definitely put some disclaimers in there. I said, look, I have no problem.
I don't like her because she's not fully developed. We only saw 30 seconds of her, but
I said both characters. I said both characters, both of them. Mm-hmm. He could get it too. Mm-hmm. He could get it too.
Okay.
Both.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. What stuck out to me at first, and kind of was touched upon what Anthony said, was the fact that it's been like 10 years or a little bit more since we saw the last GTA. So I love how they updated automatically. We have the social media aspect playing. Everything seems to be told through, I don't know if it's going to be Instagram or Snapchat or one of the other ones, but you could clearly see that it's used to social media. They offered a lot of interesting kind of little clues within that. I really want to know who the guy is, Cuddy. I think it was Cuddy. It said rest in peace. I want to know what happened to him. How did he die? What was going on? We did see a lot of the Miami kind of culture, a lot of the Florida culture as well. We saw the car culture, which I really loved. There was a lot of different vehicles in here. So that seems a lot of fun. We got introduced to, I believe it was 3 different gangs. So that seemed really interesting, and I wonder how we're going to interact with them. On top of that, I'm going to go to the main characters, the boring woman, Lucia. And I believe the man's name is Jason because it was part of a previous leak, because they're so boring. We just don't name them. I'm joking. But with Lucia, it does seem like it follows in the GTA story overall, where she is a former inmate. We do see that she's introduced in like that prison get-up thing, and we do later on see her kind of continuing in that. Maybe it's a flashback, or maybe it's what happens in the future with the game. But we do see her walking into that store with the Jason, I'm going to assume, and they do that robbery. Also, at the very end, they said, it's about trust. So we all know that their story is going to get grimy in terms of they're going to fall out. He's going to probably betray her, or maybe she betrays him, and that trust is going to end up being broken. So, yay, story right there. It's small, but it's something. Also, I just love the different aspects, as I said before, with Florida. You saw the different pets. You obviously have the dogs, but these also alligators. The ocean life, where we have I think it was the sharks as well. So, again, a lot of the alligators are incorporated with this. So, for me, that's what really stood out, as well as I liked how they used the music to really bring about the Florida lifestyle. So, and then there was also a callback to the previous games. So I like the Easter eggs in there. And then also there was that sign for to cure your emotions. Here's this drug, which I thought was really great. So you're going to get, a lot of comedy within this. and story and characters, and unfortunately, a female lead for Anthony.
No, like I don't think anyone has a problem with the female lead. Like
I'm joking.
Okay. But one
Yeah.
thing I wanna say on that though, like because I agree they wasn't very well fleshed out in the trailer. But what does interest me is how they're gonna navigate the relationship because the two of them are in a relationship. So I want to know how they're gonna navigate that in the story, kind of thing. But,
Well, actually, let me make a comment on that because we heard about this game, the leaked details about this game beforehand, and beforehand they were saying it's supposed to be brother and sister. So obviously, this is the difference. This is not obviously not brother and sister, right? This is like a couple, like Bonnie and Clyde type of situation. So, I do agree. We definitely need to see more from both characters. I actually like that. You do have the female lead. But yeah, the other guy too. I will make that comment and say I know nothing about that character from this trailer, and now I'm assuming that we'll learn more about whoever this guy is in the next trailer. I'm assuming. I don't know if they're going to do that. But yeah. I mean, I have two criticism of the trailer actually. But no, Danny, you about to say something?
No, I was just wondering if if they're still brother and sister, and I'm not sure how long it takes to actually develop these trailers. But if they snuck, because what threw me is when she said the whole thing about trust while she was on top of him.
Yep.
So, like, that's a close relationship. Like, okay, you're brother and sister, but maybe that was put into kind of
I
like
don't
throw
think they're
you.
brother and sister after that scene. I'm just gonna
I
go on a limb
don't
and say that I don't think
It is Florida.
Hey, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. This game wouldn't do that. This game wouldn't do that. Incest? I don't know, man. That's a new line to cross. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stepbrother and sister. Who knows?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. But here's what I have to say. I agree with pretty much everything y'all said about. I like how they captured the Miami culture, that they're returning to Vice City, because I'm very curious to see what they do with Vice City. But I do have two particular criticisms about this trailer. One of them we already know, 2025 release date. Let me just say this. Those of us who have been playing these games in Rockstar, anytime they announce a release date, it gets pushed out further. And normally what happens is the first time they announce a release date, that's the initial release date, and it changes until later. So I think you'll hear more about the game, obviously, but I don't think this game is coming until 2026. If I had to make a guess, maybe it's the late 2025, maybe, but we'll see.
I don't know, Rich. I got a feeling that 2024 was the date. And
I got
in 2025 probably was like, all right, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not 2024. Like, I got a feeling that was supposed to come out this next holiday, but I think the pushback happened already internally.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think the pushback happened internally. Now, if it gets pushed back again, then, oh well, but I definitely think 2024 was the target for sure. And then I think what Gary's saying is true as well. I definitely think they're aiming for spring 2025. Like, if it is 2025, it ain't holiday 2025. I definitely don't think they will make a trailer announcement for a game that doesn't come out to holiday next year. I mean, holiday 2 years from now, like 2025. I think that's super irresponsible. When you think about like rollout, like, because look, people are hyped for GTA. They really are. But you don't begin a rollout 2 years out. Like, I can't believe they would announce a trailer now for a game that doesn't come out to the holiday in 2025 with a trailer. I just don't believe that. I don't think so. I don't think they would do that. That's a crazy long rollout. That's a long ass rollout.
I agree.
You don't do that intentionally. Now, that's what I'm going to say. You don't do that intentionally. Yes, games have been pushed back, but you don't intentionally say, we're going to release this trailer and not pull the game out until holiday 2025. You don't do that. No way.
I agree, and I will say this: I will give them a pass because they said 2025. They didn't say early, they didn't say spring, so they covering themselves in case it needs to get moved to like a September of 2025 or something like that. So I'll give them credit with that one. Yeah, but the other critique I do have with this trailer, now obviously it looks great. We've all said it looks great, but listen, man, gameplay, I don't think so. I don't think that's. I mean, it would probably make it look similar, but this is not how the game is going to look at. I believe that because the thing I will say about this industry, and we know this every time we see a trailer get released, they say it's a gameplay and it's actually in-game footage. It's not the actual how the game actually looks. So I definitely need to see some gameplay in the future to see if it looks exactly like that. But some of the stuff is so detailed, is no way that that's gameplay.
Well,
but again, let's see.
I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2, man, still looks phenomenal to this day. And if they're using, I mean, I'm just saying, just think about that. Now, to agree with you, they're doing a lot in this game. But Red Dead Redemption, they were doing a lot in that too, but it looks like they're doing a lot in this game. So I'm on the fence. I still think can they pull off a visual that looks just like, I think they can, but if they didn't, it still wouldn't surprise me if they didn't. But I think they're capable.
One thing I'll say on that, like I do think they're capable of making it look good, like in the trailer. But one thing I'll say is like, the shot of the beach, like, because it looks like there's mad people on the beach, right? But if the game is going to look that good, I don't see them being able to pull off having that many people and that many animations and all of that happening, all at the same time. Because Cyberpunk, that's something Cyberpunk struggled with, like having all of the people, all the NPCs on screen, and nothing's broken and stuff. Like I feel like they're going to struggle, especially with these consoles we got, the PS5 and Xbox One. I feel like they're going to struggle having that much going on at one time with the game looking that good.
I agree. And let me also add, since you brought that up, Gary, yes, it is coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, as well as S. All right. And we know the Xbox Series S has been criticized a lot this entire, this whole gaming generation. So console generation. So I definitely need to see some gameplay. But the game looks great. The trailer looked awesome. But I want to know what's the actual gameplay. So
well, the Series S is the one that has been causing the trouble. The X, I have no doubt that the Series X can pull this off in a beastly way, because it is, it does have more capable hardware in it than the PS5. The problem with it right now is really the developers develop for the PS5. They don't develop for the Series X. So if there's some optimization misses, why are you smiling? Gary smiling. You knew I was going to come in and be a warrior. You knew I was going to come and be a warrior, bro. So the developers are making, PS5 the lead platform when they're doing a multi-platform game. So it's going to be heavily optimized on the PS5. Now, my thing is, I hope with this extra time that they're optimizing and using all of those good features for the Series X as well to make sure that there's an equally great performance on the Series X. But the Series S, if you plan to play GTA on the Series S, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you, man. Because Series S users, they get online and they bitch, don't they? They really love to complain. You knew what this was when you got in this relationship. That's what I like to tell people. When you get a Series S, you knew what this was. And I know Microsoft came out and they said what they said. Oh, it's the same thing, just 420p or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Nah, you knew what this was. So anybody that owns a Series S, and I'm just being honest, You know what this is. Get you a Series X, and they on sale right now. Series X is damn near Series S price at this current moment. You know, so I think it's time to trade it in, upgrade it, whatever you got to do to you know. By the time this game comes out, there's no way that the Series X is the same price. And I think that's another reason why the date is the date, because the install bases need to be larger for both the PS5 and the Xbox for this game to even see the sign of success that they know it's going to have. And so the install bases need time to mature, because it's just a next gen game by itself. And so that's another reason why I think maybe they're holding off, is because they need more systems in the marketplace, because they know that it's going to be insane. And then I would counter, let me just add one more thing. I would counter and say, if that was their main issue, why not announce a PC version now, you know, as well? Because that's Microsoft's thing. Microsoft is like, look, Microsoft's going out saying that we got 150 million active users, and you know, they going out there, them ain't all Xbox users, you know what I'm saying? And so there's a reason why they have so many active users in the Xbox ecosystem. So if Rockstar is serious about making sure as many people play this game as possible, I just don't see how there's not a PC version announced alongside these other two. I just don't see.
I have a theory on that. If Richard would allow me to go.
Yeah, Gary. As soon as Anthony mentioned PC, I said, yeah, we need to go to you next, because I think they're not happy that this is not coming to PC, at least not in 2025. So.
Oh yeah, I'm mad about that, because I don't even have a new console yet. So now I absolutely have to get one. But yeah, I feel like it's two reasons, I think, why they're delaying the PC one. The first one is because they do take the PC optimization very seriously. Like, they like to take their time and make sure it's fully optimized for current, you know, PC hardware and stuff. And you know, this happened last time as well, where GTA 5 didn't come out on PC right away, and I think it happened for GTA 4 as well. So that usually the PC version does come out later. And also, they know that once they do release it on PC, that's going to be another big bag for them. So, you know, they're probably like, oh, let's save the PC one for the next tax season kind of thing, you know. So then they got another big bag in that, you know, quarter or whatever. And then, you know, if they release GTA Online at the same time, it's like, you know, it compounds as well, like, because more console people will pick, like, any console players who didn't get it, they're going to get it once the online comes out, you know. So I feel like it's that, you know, they're just spreading out the releases, and they're taking their time to optimize the PC version.
If I could play devil's advocate,
go ahead.
I want to play devil's advocate a little bit. I think Activision has a humongous franchise in Call of Duty. Is it bigger? Is it larger than Grand Theft Auto? Maybe not. But is it up there? I would say so. I would say Call of Duty is up there. They don't stagger the releases for them. As a matter of fact, Activision hires and acquires more studios to make sure that they can meet the demand that's there. Arguably, Grand Theft Auto is more profitable than, I would say, Activision is in that franchise. You know, at least the Grand Theft Auto franchise is more profitable than Call of Duty, I'm assuming. So I think they have room to expand the capability to be able to deliver a PC version, a well-optimized PC version, on the same day. So, yeah, I agree with you. Maybe it's more about that staggered release, more so than capability, because, bro, they can just hire or bring a team in or do something, outsource that particular version to make sure it's super well optimized. I just feel like, you know, the reason why I even brought PC up is because if you're holding the game back to make sure there's more Xboxes and PlayStations in the wild, if that's so important to you, then I don't see why you don't release on PC. That's the reason why I brought that up. But I agree 100% with you in the sense where like it's definitely a financial decision, probably more than it is capability decision.
Well, those are great points. And let me just add that we do know that Take-Two, they like to make a lot of money. So I'm pretty sure you'll see GTA 6 on PS6, the next Xbox, as well as PC. So yeah, you're right. It is a financial decision because they're going to take their time, then they'll release the PC version, and then they'll release it on the other consoles that come after these two that are out right now. So
oh yeah, they're definitely coming out. Are we? You feel like we're at the end of this current console generation?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I know that you and I think are the only two that have been playing PS5.
Nearing the end. Let me reword that. Nearing the end, not at the end. But like, yeah.
Well, that's a great question. I don't think so because I know both of the consoles released in 2020 during the pandemic and all this other stuff was happening, and we saw that with the games that got delayed and came out. It just feels like this year has been an excellent year for game releases. Probably one of the best that we've gotten in recent memory. So it kind of feels like maybe we're reaching the halfway point next year, I would say. But I don't think we're near the end quite yet because PlayStation, they had a couple of great games that came out over the last couple of years. They only had maybe one major game that came out last year. I mean, exclusive. That's this year. That's Spider-Man 2. Xbox, you already know Xbox has not been doing too good with the releases on first party. So I don't think we're near the end yet, but maybe the halfway point. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they say they're dropping a PS5 Pro right ahead of GTA. Is that the rumor? That's the rumor I've been.
I saw that rumor. I saw that rumor. I have no idea. Maybe. Yeah, that's a good point. But I do want to ask a question.
Smart decision, but I won't get into that. I wonder if that's a smart decision.
It's not a smart decision. This is my problem with the console market now, because specifically with Sony as well. There's so many models that release now. It's like, like back in the day, you would just get your PS2 and that's it for the whole generation. But nowadays, PlayStation, they want to release a PlayStation Slim, a PlayStation 5 Pro, all these different iterations. And it's like, that's why I just stick with my PC, because then all I got to do is upgrade my graphics card every like 5 years or whatever, and I'm good. Like, but with PlayStation, it's like I end up with so many systems, by the end of the generation. It's like,
So yeah, I just don't. Yeah, I've been looking at some of the financial stuff that's been happening with Sony, and that's why I'm like, why would they do that? Like to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Just stick with your current product. Make sure you get the most profit as possible, because I think that's the problem with PlayStation now, at least from the financial point, is that they don't make a lot of profit. They're selling gangbusters. They're selling so many PlayStations, but they're not making any money. You know what I'm saying? So why would you create a new model that's more powerful than your current model, which means it's more expensive, or possibly more expensive than your current model, just to make even less money again? Like, why not just stick with what you got? People don't complain. People don't care. They're always going to say it's the best shit ever. Xbox said they're not upgrading shit. So you don't have to worry and be scared that Microsoft is going to come out with this 10 times pro version of Xbox. They're not coming out with a pro Xbox. They might come out with a different Slim or something, but they're not going to change the specs. So why are you in a rush to change the specs when you're already selling 10 times more than your competitor? Who are you fighting with? So I just think it's a stupid decision. I think it's a smart decision if they were neck and neck with the Xbox. But they're not neck and neck. You're selling them 10-1 from what I understand, right? Like, so yeah. What's the point? That's a bad financial decision to do that, I think, personally.
I agree. And let me just make a quick comment before I go, because I saw Gary was going to say something. I also think, the reason why I say this generation is not over yet, because Sony hasn't really committed to PS5 fully in terms of the game releases. You saw God of War Ragnarok and the Horizon Forbidden West both also go to PlayStation 4. Spider-Man 2 is only on PlayStation 5. So they're starting to move in that direction where they make games specifically for PS5, but they haven't gone full tilt into that. Same with Xbox, so I kind of feel like they need to really commit to that to give somebody the option to want to get a PS5. You really got to have software out there for the actual system to play on. So, well, go ahead, Gary. You about to say something?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, just to add on to what Anthony was saying. I feel like another reason Sony does that is because they always, like, whenever they build the first system, they always build it with quality, materials, and they make less money on each sale. And so I feel like they make new versions so that they can bring down the manufacturing cost and make more profit, on the new system, kind of thing. Because then they're paying less for the material but making more profit. So I feel like that's part of their strategy as well. Like, they just want to make more money off of every sale.
That makes sense to me. Yeah. So I know we're going to be wrapping up here soon. I have a question I would like to ask. This is a question for both Dana and yourself, Gary. So after watching the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, are you both planning to pick up a console in time for the game to release in 2025, supposedly?
Yeah, it's a given for me because there's a few games I want. I want Final Fantasy Rebirth, and and now I want GTA 6, and then I need to catch up on Final Fantasy what was it, 15? No, 16, sorry. I need to catch up on that. So yeah, it's a given. Like, I'm gonna get the console because I'm not missing out on the GTA. But I'm not happy about it too. I really wish this time they would have released it on PC, day one. But
they will release it on PC, Gary, in 2026 or 2027. Yes, that's when it's going to drop. How about you, Dana?
Well, yeah, because it's one of those generational. Where they're going with these times, one of those generational kind of games, and played it when I was little, and of course you want to experience it again when you're an adult. So absolutely, and plus it always was exciting. Even if you don't go with the full story mode, there's so many different things you can do within the game that it was just, for me, it was always relaxing.
I agree 100%. So I think we have to get ready to wrap up this discussion. I think Anthony had to step away for a minute. But are there any final thoughts that y'all have before we end this discussion? I'll go to you first, Dana.
No, the details are kind of just scarce right now. What we do know is kind of with dissecting through the trailer, but I just want to know more information. I'm sure as everybody else, and we'll get that in the coming months. So that is something to look forward to. And I just look forward to actually being able to play the game, because it's different when we're like, it's coming out on this year, but we've seen so many times of delays and how long that can actually take. So I'm just wishing that it releases on the day that they plan on it to be released, and we're not in 2027 saying whatever happened to the game, we're still waiting.
That's a good point. I agree. How about you, Gary?
Yeah, no, I'm very much looking forward to the game. Rockstar usually sets the standard when it comes to these open world sandbox games, so I want to see how they're going to push the limits forward this time. I'm real curious to see how the Bonnie and Clyde dynamic plays out with Lucida and James. So yeah, looking forward to that. And also, one thing in GTA games is there's always a lot of, like, satire and social commentary that talks about like stuff that's happening in reality but makes fun of it. So I want to see, like, how they're going to do that this time. Like, creatively. I see there's like a fake TikTok on there that they have, so that should be hilarious to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to the game. I guess we gotta wait like a whole another year and a half or something. So I'm ready to wait.
And
Yeah,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead,
Dana.
just really quickly, I wanted to say that I thought that, and I'm happy this is not true. Times have changed, and so certain activities of the GTA you couldn't do that you did in the past, you probably can't do in the present. But it's nice to see that you could still do strip clubs. Everyone's acting a fool on the car, twerking situation. So who knows what activities you can still get into. I'm hoping they didn't censor everything, and that we could still do it because not every game is not meant for everybody.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I hope they keep it in the realm of what GTA has always been.
I agree 100%. I do hope that they stick to that as well. At least from the trailer, it looks that way. But just look forward to seeing more and learning more about the game. So we'll stay tuned for that. But yeah, I think that concludes our discussion. Thank you for your continued support. If you like this conversation, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. There will be a ton more things coming because the Game Awards are coming up later this week. So I may have some things to say about that in the future. So stay tuned for that. Also, I would encourage you to visit the Koalition Entertainment channel because Dana has a ton of content on that channel, interviews, so on and so forth. And of course, check out our regular Koalition channel where we're now currently reviewing Power, Razor Kanan, which is the best Power spinoff. And yeah, I am going to say that. I don't care who disagrees. But yes, thank you for your continued support. We'll see you next time and have a great day.